Observed drop rate data. This is it. I found it. Let me show you. Let me show you. Because this, yes, it's really upsetting. It's actually from Wowhead. Observed drop rate data for all collector's bounty mounts. Okay. First of all, disclaimers. Data collected from July 1st to July 16th. Some mounts cannot be dropped for players who already have them. Okay. But this reduction in general will be no more than 1/10 of the drop rate. We included an error margin for the calculated drop rate. Okay. A relatively high error margin indicates not enough attempts at that mount have been observed. Take the observed values with a grain of salt. But. So, observed drop rate. Death Charger's Reigns, it's looking like 4.68% drop rate. Some of these seem like a little higher. Like the Hawkstrider, 7.79 for time walking, 7.2. These all seem like kind of normal. This is all fine. Burning Crusade. Wrath. Reigns of the Black War Mammoth. Observed drop rate, 3.24%. That is less than you would expect. It should be at least 5%, if plus 5% has been added to every single mount. But that's pretty low, I feel like, as an observed rate. The Blue Proto-Drake, a little lower than you'd expect. And that one did take me a little while. Other ones that stood out to me, Zillian Panther, as we had already discussed, it seemed like something was wrong with that drop rate because it's been dropping like 2 at a time in some cases for people. I've even seen a case where it dropped 3 at once. And that seems to be confirmed by this data. Our suspicion that the drop rate for it was more, like, really high compared to every other amount. 17.55% observed rate. That checks out with our experiences, our anecdotal experiences. The Rosashi Raptor also was not too hard for me to get at all on both accounts. 12B is a disaster to get. This one has been really, really bad. I have 100 attempts actually right now on EU. Still have not gotten it on EU. After 100, we're at 100 attempts. I'm still at it, but I've literally run out of characters to run this crap on. So this was really rough. This one's been really rough, and that seems to be confirmed here. Other ones of note. I've actually forgot to farm Horodon and Jacun. Oh my god. I forgot about those. I haven't done that at all. Shit. Shit. I gotta do that. But those drop rates seem not that bad. That seems correct. Ironhoof Destroyer a little lower than you might expect. Legion. Now, with Legion, this is concerning, but it does check out with my experience. You might recall me complaining about Abyss Worm. It took me 100 attempts to get Abyss Worm on NA. It took 100 attempts, and this is looking like an observed 2% drop rate. Yeah, that feels right based on my experience. It took me many, many attempts on EU and 100 on NA, so that feels correct. And as for the... this looks like it wasn't changed at all. The Living Infernal Core, Fiendish Hellfire Core. This looks like it's not been properly boosted for Gul'dan. And I don't know. I haven't really been going for this, so I can't speak to my personal experience. Abyss Worm took you 100 attempts as well. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But I would say with the Legion mounts, I'm not stressing over these. And I'm not even putting a lot of time into them. Because Legion Remix is coming. And if it's going to be anything like Mop Remix, which we know it will, it's going to be insanely easy to get a lot of these kinds of mounts from the Legion Remix currency. That's how Mop Remix was. That's where I got almost all of the super rare Pandaria mounts, is from the Remix currency, which is just like falls out of the sky. It's really easy. So, strategically, if you're trying to maximize your time, be efficient with your time and your choices of what to farm next, I wouldn't prioritize Legion unless you really, really, really want them. I did do it, like I said, I still did 100 attempts of Abyss Worm because holy shit, I wanted that mount bad. So maybe there's one of these like that for you, but it's just something to keep in mind with Remix coming. As for BFA, I've got Sharkbait on both accounts, and this feels about right. It wasn't easy. It was not that easy. But all of these, you know, with the error margin, it feels like right, more or less correct. I wouldn't like have a fit about any of these, even though it's a little lower than you'd want. It feels like okay. Considering error margin, it might be accurate that it's just been a flat plus 5%. And as for Shadowlands, what? Dude. Sanctum Gloom Charger observed 2.23% rate. Vengeance 2.91. What is going on? That's really bad. It's even extra bad because running Sanctum has got to be one of the most miserable experiences you can have in the game. I did it once. I soloed it once. It was so horrible. The entire time I'm like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. This isn't worth it. Why am I here? I shouldn't have come here. I regret coming here. I should have done any other thing besides come here. It's horrible because, like, every single boss in Sanctum goes immune and, like, immune to all damage for a time period where you have to dance around. Yeah. Get up and dance for me, little jerks. That's what's going on in every single boss. Every single boss makes you, like, do some kind of bullshit while it's laughs at you, immune. Oh god, it's so bad. So bad. Horrible. So if you're gonna do this, Godspeed. That's all I can say. It looks like you're gonna have a bad time. It sounds like you're probably already having a bad time. And it's even worse because apparently the drop rate isn't boosted properly. Just FYI. At this point, I'm ready to just pray for Shadowlands Remix. Just give a Shadowlands Remix later so we can just forget about this. And this, by the way, the Gear Glider apparently is also very difficult to farm solo. You need a monk for it, but I'm not prioritizing this because it's just not good mounts per hour, right? Now, we gotta go back to leveling. We don't have time to look at this forever, but I wanted to tell you that there is some data oddities. Couple mounts that may not have had their drop chances increased properly. Just something that you should know. You should know about that. 0.84% on the resonating crystal too. I did say somebody in the guild get this a couple days ago. But as a public service announcement, it felt important to tell you about this.